Morning. Well, it's summertime here in Washington County, Maryland, and that means one thing above all: pig roasts. Around these parts, we love our pig roasts. In fact, my parents had one just a couple of weeks ago. It must have been 60 or 70 people turned up. In addition to the pig and the chickens, which were roasted inside the pig, they had horseshoe pits, they had a slip and slide. It sounds like a great time. That's what my mom tells me. See, I wasn't there. You may be sure of one thing. Anytime there's a mob of rednecks and dumbasses cramming barbecue into their faces, pounding back Jello shots and can after can of beer, I will be anywhere else. For one thing, anytime you have a crowd that size in this area, you can be reasonably sure that at least one of those people has had comments printed in mail call. Comments like the following, all of which are taken from editions of mail call printed in the Herald-Mail from June 5th to June 28th and can be viewed in their entirety at www.herald-mail.com. In driving around the area on Memorial Day, I saw very few homes flying the American flag. Come on, people, where's the patriotism, Washington County? That's patriotism to you, eh? Flying a flag on Memorial Day? Personally, I've never been too impressed by that kind of patriotism. In fact, I have reason to believe that, taken to the extreme, it can be quite dangerous. Flag flying can be a gateway to even more grandiose and meaningless displays of national pride. You might not think so, but it's a short walk from flying the flag on holidays to this. Is that the kind of patriotism you're looking for, Washington County? Look at that. Oh, see, the American Gothic people dropped acid. Over the weekend, I watched the Grand Slam walk-off homer by the Angels in the ball game and the celebration. It looks like a bunch of little leaguers jumping up and down, and the guy ends up with a broken leg, and he's out indefinitely. When are they ever going to learn from this? Like he just won the last game of the World Series or something. Hagerstown. Yeah, because they're getting paid millions of dollars a year to dress up in funny clothes and play a game they used to play with their dads in the backyard. What could they possibly have to be so happy about? I think you nailed it. That's the real problem with Major League Baseball these days. Lack of stoicism. I'm sick and tired of hearing the police officers getting praise for their duties, such as catching someone on a moped. That is ridiculous. I'm a registered nurse in the state of Maryland, and we are being pounded. We are being crushed. We never get praise. We never get thanks. Think about it. Hagerstown. Yesterday, my wife received an update on how the interest is charged on her credit card. On the surface, that is normal, but in this case, it was somewhat insulting. It was written entirely in Spanish. I mean entirely, not one word in English. This is carrying political correctness and cultural diversity too far. Hagerstown. It was a clerical error, dude. Relax. Nobody's insulting you. Nobody's forcing you to learn a second language. It was a computer glitch. That's it. What do you imagine happened? That a member of some cabal of sinister brown-skinned activists at the credit card company saw your wife's credit card statement pop up in the print queue and said, "I know what will advance our political correctness agenda, mailing this redneck her credit card statement in the language of Cervantes." You're a racist idiot. I see mail call will print comments bashing Glenn Beck, but won't print my comments praising him. He is only warning us as to what is really going on in our government and using real facts and history to prove it. He's like Noah building the ark in the days of old, and no one will believe. North End. I see what you're getting at, North End, but I think you've overlooked two very significant differences between Glenn Beck and Noah that I'm afraid kind of torpedo your analogy. First, while Noah was trying to warn people about their imminent death in the coming flood, Glenn Beck is trying to warn people about the dangers of social justice and the living wage. Second, and most unfortunately, Glenn Beck is real. Here's another one from Hagerstown. I must say that I agreed completely with Helen Thomas. I'm so sorry that she had to be so silly and politically incorrect as to give voice to her thoughts about the Jews and the Palestinians, but they're so true. Going to miss her. That's all. Just go, Helen, in peace. Yeah, actually, this is kind of old news by now, but Helen Thomas, the senior member of the White House press corps, was pressured to retire after she said that she thought the Jews should get the hell out of Palestine and go home to Germany and Poland and the United States. What she said sounds a lot harsher than I think she meant it to. If all you say is Jews get the hell out of Palestine, it sounds like you are against the existence of the State of Israel, which rings a tad anti-Semitic to some folks. You can't just say Jews get the hell out. You need a plan. And it just so happens I have one. It's a simple plan, just 2 easy steps. Step 1, get the Jews the hell out of Palestine. Give it to the Palestinians. The Gaza Strip, the West Bank, everything in between. You guys want it, you got it. You don't want to divide Jerusalem? Great. You can have the whole thing. Step 2, relocate Israel to the southern border of our very own state of Texas. Think this is crazy? Check out how neatly Israel fits down there. It could be almost the same shape as it is now, just reoriented about 90 degrees and a hell of a lot bigger. Check it out. That is one humongous state of Israel for the Jews to live in. Way bigger than the one God gave them. It's the same climate, and they'd still be bordered by a crummy, muddy little river, so the Israelites should feel right at home. Plus, fringe benefit for the USA, any illegal immigrants trying to come up through that southern border will have to first get past the IDF. 2 birds with 1 stone. I should run for something. This is to the person or persons who destroyed our mailbox. I certainly hope you experienced the fix, high, or thrill that you were seeking. Sharpsburg. I did, and thank you for asking. Most people aren't nearly as good a sport about that. I have a question. I go to a very upscale place in Hagerstown to get my hair cut. I pay very good money to get my hair cut. What is the people's opinion in the community that if I'm paying $50 to get my hair cut, should the girl that cuts my hair, cut my hair, wash my hair, dye my hair and everything, or do they just kick it off to the other girls that are in the salon? What is people's real opinion? I feel if I'm paying $50 to get my hair cut, I should get my beautician from the very time I walk in to the very time I leave. Hagerstown. Let me check, make sure this is still warm. Yeah, it's good. Come here. And finally, here's one more from Hagerstown. I'm calling in response to the Hancock caller about the several deer found killed on National Pike. I agree that people should watch their speed because they're going to unnecessarily damage their cars and could possibly injure themselves. The real solution of this problem of these hooved vermin, the drastic overpopulation of the deer, is to increase the hunting season to 365 days a year and then donate the meat to homeless shelters. I love how this prick suggests solving a relatively minor problem by hunting an entire species to extinction, then tries to make it sound noble by adding that we could donate the meat to homeless shelters. I've got a better idea. How about you and all the bloodthirsty assholes who think like you change your wills to donate your worldly possessions to homeless shelters, and then kill yourselves. Just like that, you'll have made the world a better place 1,000 times over. Thanks for watching.